Boom. Yo, yo, yo. On the Core Podcast, man. We're trying to start something new. This is a small little intro video. Me and my brothers coming up here. We got 18-year gap between us, but my little brother 29. Ain't no youngin', know what he talking about. My middle brother 35 and I'm 47. We're gonna hit y'all with some of that real on the court basketball talk. We're talking about whatever you how many kids you got, what you did over here, what you did. Nah. We're talking about what happens between the 94 feet of court. You know what I'm talking about? We're gonna hit y'all off with our GOAT debate, our favorite player debate. What makes a player your favorite player? Who do you see the next face of the NBA? Should Joker have won 5 MVPs in a row? Or should our favorite player have stepped in? We are Lakers centric. We are Los Angeles County people, which if you're from the county, you're from LA. I don't know about them Clippers though. But look, we're gonna give y'all some real sport talk. We're gonna give y'all some real engagement. We promise to never bicker, really. I mean, we're gonna have some heated discussions because we're passionate about what we feel. But we always gonna dap up and make sure that we're able to come back and do another show if you feel. These are my real brothers. We understand that basketball is entertainment. This isn't something we gotta get off the phone and hate each other over. You know what I'm saying? Your opinion is mine, and I love the idea of our age gap because our perspectives are different. We were privy to the same thing happening, I would say, since like 2005. That's 20 years. My little brother was 8, 9. January, I think 2006 is when Kobe scored the 81 points, but it was my daughter's birthday, January 22nd. She was 8, my brother was 9. And so when we got home, we seen Kobe score that 27 points in the first half, and I looked at my little brothers because they didn't know this little thing. When a team's gonna call a timeout, they kind of bring the ball up a certain way, start walking to the left. So I'll always be like, hey, they're about to call a timeout. Boom, timeout. They'd be like, how the fuck you know that? Yeah, you watch the game long enough, you can see the telltale signs. But anyway, during that game, I told them that this is going to be a historic game. So I know the Lakers down by 20 some points. But Kobe about to do something special, y'all. And I had no idea. I ain't going to take credit for that like that. But I knew it was going to be special. I had no idea he was going to score 55. I think he had 26 points in the first half and 55 in the second. He ended up having like 27 in the third, 28 in the fourth, some crazy astronomical numbers like that. And so we've always had our tie and our connection through sports. We might not talk for months. When we do, you think that Westbrook trade, Lakers to pick this guy up. Did you see what they just did? Damn, we can be on the phone for hours during the finals. We technically are watching the game together, but not together. He where he at, I'm texting. He where he at, he texting. He where he at, we texting. Everybody got these. We got similar ideas. We got the same idea with different opinions about it. We both might like something, but might like it for different reasons. We might both dislike it and dislike that for different reasons. Every once in a while, we'll come together and like and dislike some shit at the same time. But what we want to do is be authentic. We are real ballers. We played basketball our whole life. We still play basketball. I would like to think I introduced them to basketball on a I played a part in them liking basketball, especially playing a part in them liking the Lakers. Considering I was born in '79, and I was able to see 5 championships as a youngster, and then as an adult, I seen 5 more, and then boom, 1 more. So the Lakers have literally won 11 championships since I've been born, and who can say that? Bulls closest with 6, San Antonio the closest with 5. But in my lifetime, the Bulls won 6 rings in a short period of time, but we've been one every decade or 2, and we ain't and we back to back. So it's like I'm a spoiled fan, even though my brother's a little bit harsh on the Lakers because they're like, man, we from LA, we gotta win, win, win. I'm like, nigga, we don't want 11 rings. It's 30 teams. There's I think 4. I gotta get these numbers, but there's a handful of teams who've never won a ring. There's also another handful of teams who've never been to a conference finals. Our neighbors, the Clippers, won one conference finals. One. So as a Clipper fan, it'd be hard pressed to be a Clipper fan. You know what I mean? All I know is this: I'm a spoiled Laker fan. I do want more. I do expect more because I'm a spoiled Lakers fan. At the same time, I do understand the business. At the same time, I also understand that I have an opinion, and I can set my opinion to the side to hear yours. A front office might make a move or two that I don't agree with. I'm still rocking with them dudes on the court. I'm still rocking with them dudes on the court. You feel me? So for me, it's my perspective a little bit different. I think that's part of, and I'm a numbers guy. I think that's part of what's going to help this channel grow. We have different aspects. Even though I'm more analytical, so are my brothers. They analyze it from a different perspective. One is just he's a new he what they call YNs, right? He's a he know Kobe, he know a little bit of Jordan. He was alive then, but he grew up in a Curry, Durant, this new guy age where my brother can go back a little bit and we got a little bit of the Bulls, a little bit of the Rockets, and he was a baby then, but he was also able to see people like the Iversons, the McGrady's, the Vince Carters in their prime and understood and knew the game at the time, where I can go back to 79, where we talking about Magic, Kareem, Moses, Larry, Joe Dumars, Dr. J, Dominique Wilkins, even Doc Rivers when he was. I watched Doc Rivers play with the Hawks as a kid. You know what I'm saying? People don't even talk about Clyde Drexler. When you could, okay, he don't have a ring, but when you put his skill set against like a Wade, that's a real conversation. And some people will lean against Clyde because it was bigger and stronger. He could do what Wade can do. But there's a few things Wade can do that he did. There's also a few things that Wade did he never done. So, like, my perspective is different. You got Drazen Petrovic, one of the best three-point shooters ever. You got Dan Marley, played with the Suns. Mark Price, there was three-point shooters before Curry. It's just that the NBA wasn't built where you could take 45 threes a game as a team and 10 threes as the player who's has the green light to shoot the threes. I have my perspective on Curry. I love Curry. He did change the game. I'm not gonna say he changed the game. He was allowed to enter or usher in a different perspective of the game that was there, but that was highlighted based on the offense they run because he shoots threes. Yes, he gets the credit for it, but the coach had to say yes. Shoot, shoot. As soon as you pass half court, shoot. Right. There's something great about it because it happened. There's something that sucks about it because it happened. It bled over into people who can't shoot threes. Now you got teams playing 4-on-1 with four guards in a center, and they're not shooters like that. And the crazy part is Steph Curry barely leads the league in three-point accuracy. He's just able to take the most. Now, if I could take 15 threes a game and just make 5, after 10, 15 years, I'm gonna have the most three-pointers ever, right? So that's a conversation. I'm not taking anything from Curry, especially when we get on here and start talking. Me and my brother's gonna bump pants on that. I'm a Curry fan, don't get me wrong, but I'm analytical too, and I get inside the numbers. You got a player that shot like Luke Kennard, shot only three-pointers. When he came to the Lakers, he was shooting 51% from three. But if you're only taking 4 of them, you ain't gonna never get close to the record, right? So what is the record really? Your accuracy, or the fact that you can take 20 and make 7? Or the fact that when you do take them, you can take them from anywhere and everyone thinks they're gonna go in. Even me as a basketball fan and as a Curry fan, every time he shoots it, I think it's going in. I have never seen Curry shoot and didn't think the ball was going in. So I have a perspective that's a little bit different than other sports commentators, if you will. But we are going to give y'all a show. I promise you. We got the 20s covered, the 30s covered, the 40s. I'm almost in my 50s. We gonna give you a fresh perspective on basketball. And because we're brothers, you're not gonna get that extra bickering and stuff. But also because we're brothers, you're gonna get some camaraderie, some differences, some opinions. We're gonna talk about everything. Like I said, GOAT conversation. Who's next? Who's that? Who ain't that? Who think they is? We might go against the grain with who we think consensus number ones are. Like I said, did Joker deserve to win 5 in a row? I think so. What do you think? We're gonna talk about it. Talk about it real soon. So stay on the lookout for On the Court podcast, because that's all we're gonna talk about. It's about what happens on the court. I'm Sean, one of 3 of your co-hosts. This is just a little simple intro video. We work too, right? All of us got careers we working on. Sometimes it might be 2 of us on the stream. Sometimes it might be 1, and most of the time it's gonna be all 3. Thank you. Please like, subscribe, share. It's only fair.